Thara, this show is called Nothing But the Blues. Why is it called that?
Well, see, I have a theorem, and I think my theorem is correct. In American music, the blues is in American music. Now, if it's from somewhere else, then you don't have the blues in it. But if it's American music, it actually has the blues. And I've studied and studied and studied, and the fact is, all the way from Louis Monroe Gottschalk, all the way up to now, they all have the blues in them. Anything you can think of. And see, we're going to prove it. We're going to take a composition from Oklahoma, and we're going to do the Ray Charles version. And I dare you to tell me that that ain't the blues.
You've studied the blues so long. Can you put your finger on what the essence of the blues is?
The essence is sweetness, sorrow, joy, pain, and passion. So if it has all of those things at once, then you actually have the blues.
What are some of the tunes that you picked out for this show that emphasize that, or are examples of that?
Well, let's see. I already named one.
Yeah.
Oh, What a Beautiful Morning from Oklahoma. Yeah. And of course,
we have to hear.
Yeah, we're going to end with the St. Louis Blues. This is Ella Fitzgerald and Count Basie's arrangement. Some obscure arrangement that I found, and I'm going like, how did I miss this for 40 years? I mean, it's like something else. And then Bruce Brown's I'm going to move to the outskirts of town. And Esperanza's piece on her album, her signature piece, Radio Music, it has the blues in it.
It does.
Oh, yeah. You hear that thing. Like good examples of tunes that you don't think are blueses, but actually has the blues in them, or like Cyndi Lauper's Time After Time. That's the blues, man. I mean, I dare people to tell me that it's not. When you see, the blues is about feelings. It's not about guys with a guitar and a bottle of gin and no teeth. That's a subset of the blues. That's a real subset. So when you think about W.C. Handy, writing down a blues composition and having it done by Paul Whiteman and his symphonic band, I mean, and all of that was blues. Why? Because it felt a certain way. All kind of rhythmic configurations. There are no set pattern of chordal configurations for the blues. One of the things that academia has done that has been the worst thing in our century is tell students, here are the blues changes, and here's the blues scale. There's no such thing.
Well, what do you do?
What do you mean?
How do you teach the blues?
Well, first of all, you know whether you have it or whether you don't. You know whether people are putting it in their music or whether they're not. And I was discussing this with a student just today. I said, this person has entered the profession. I says, now, do you know when Maceo Parker and Kenny Garrett are playing the blues? And she said, yeah. I said, now that's what you need to drill down for. And it's elusive. It is very elusive. It is as elusive as what Beethoven did when he introduced the Fifth Symphony. It is that elusive. The Europeans have the very subtle quality of how they develop things, and for the reasons that they develop them, and the outcome so do we. So do people of color.
Was there a time when you had the realization that you could play the blues?
No, you don't understand.
I do understand.
I grew up going around the blues.
Right.
So you don't get to not play it. You know, when you go into honky tonks and the people that are in there, they'll tell you what to play. Mm-hmm. They tell you straight up what to play. And so then once you gather that feeling together, and then you start getting educated, and you start wanting to put it in compositions, you say to yourself, well, what is that thing? Part of the time you don't even care, but most of the time you know that's the blues. And I hate it. First time I saw Ike and Tina Turner, my head was about to split open. That's the blues. I mean, everything the Joe Scott Band did, that's the blues. First time I saw Ray Charles, I fell out in the aisles because these people are real examples of the blues. First time I heard James Brown live, I was like, oh my God, I could not believe it. This is the blues. The blues came to Africa in a very sorrowful form. And they hit these shores, and then it's hope, joy, passion, laughter, everything became mixed with it. And that's where we got the blues. That really good blues that we all enjoy, or that we think we enjoy. Here in Portland, we put on a blues festival every year, and we only touch just the amount of blues that there is.
Could you hear that in Esperanza's playing when she first started with you? Did you know that she had that?
No, I don't know whether I was even looking for that or not.
Huh.
I'm like every other teacher. I'm trying to fill my student head with techniques. I mean that's my job. Mm-hmm. But once, well, was it last year? Yeah, it was last year on the benefit program. She sang that Ruth Brown blues. Only because it was the last minute thing. I said, can you sing this? She goes, yeah, I can sing that. And I'm like, okay, I'll let her do it. And then she opened her mouth, and I went like, oh my God, it's the real thing. It is the exact real thing. I mean, she could have been from Mississippi.
Is she going to sing the Ruth Brown song at the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Thara, let me be the last to congratulate you on your Grammy.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
The whole city was so proud of you. How are you feeling about that now? Are you over it? How are you feeling about it now?
I'm still trying to figure out what do you do with it. So if somebody can tell me what you do with it.
Put it on a shelf and look at it, I guess.
Yeah, but we should be able to do more with it.
Yeah.
I mean, after all, it is the highest award in your field that you can get. There's nothing above a Grammy. We don't have any things above Grammys. Mm-hmm. We just give them out multiples, maybe. So what do you do with it? I know that people, it's strange that if I'm in New York, everybody knows I want a Grammy, and they talk to me about music. And, would you write this arrangement for us to do it? And I come back to Portland, and people go, congratulations, but nothing happens. So that part we got to change. Mm-hmm. I mean, we really got to change that.
Yeah. Well, good luck on the show. I know it's going to be a great one. Thanks for spending some time with me.
All right. Thank you.